My mom's a newfie. And I can say it, it's not derogatory. And my father's a weedhead from Regina. So obviousobviously these two provinces shouldn't fuck, because ta-da, here's your gift, bring it up in the federal election. I don't know if it's on anybody's platform, but bring it up. I do not trust anyone that never drinks alcohol. Hear me out. I discovered that people that don't drink have something called a memory. Now, one of my dearest friends, and she's the opposite of me. She's a girly, right? And she never curses. When she's angry, she says cheese and crackers. Well, when I met her 6 years ago, I was on Weight Watchers, so every time she got angry, I thought I was getting a snack. It was horrible. Do you know what Weight Watchers is? Okay. For those of you who don't know, Weight Watchers is a weight loss program, and I do it on points. So I have to count all day, because everything I put in my mouth has a point value. Not everything, but most things. Look at this guy's barfing in his mouth right now. But I tell you, I was out with Cheese and Crackers, and we went cross-border shopping, and they had a Krispy Kreme donut kiosk, right? And she's so excited. She's like, let's go get a donut. And I'm like, I can't have a donut. And the reason why I can't have a Krispy Kreme donut is because according to Weight Watchers, one donut is 12 points. That's 6 beers, sweetheart. I can do mental math. I'm not wasting it on fucking cake. You know what I mean? But then as she gets me to try one, she says, Joanna, you have to try one. They're orgasmic. Now, sweet Jesus, think about it. 60 cents for an orgasm, you don't have to deal with this bullshit all day? My God. So I queue up, right? I queue up, I get my donut, I rubbed it all over myself, not a reaction. 3 days later, I had a yeast infection, but well, let's not talk about that. But part of my pain is this. The last 2 weddings I went to in Montreal, neither of the couples lasted longer than 6 months, and I didn't get a refund on the fucking money I gave at the church. So I'm upset. I get invited to a wedding in Toronto. On the invitation, it says, no gifts. I'm like, that's cool, they've been checked up for 15 years. But then as you read through, in finer print, it says, just checks, please. So I'm angry. And my friends are calling me, they're just like, just write them a check for $200. I'm like, 200 bucks? Am I getting a blowjob in there? 200 bucks. But I know, tap my neck. But I don't want to cause a rift with my friends, so I write the check for 200 bucks, right? And I signed it. But I post-dated it. For 10 years for the goddamn day that I'm married. Live the dream of Walmart. But my brother procreated twice, and well, he didn't, but his wife did, and they have 2 kids, and I adore them. But sometimes I have to babysit them overnight, all day. So last week I had to babysit them. The 4-year-old goes to pre-kindergarten. I don't know what the fuck. It's a waste of time. I have to get her all dressed up. I only leave her there for 2 hours. That's not enough time for a decent fucking drink, and then I have to go pick her up again. But it's interesting to me how in the world people don't have a sense of humor. So I drop off my niece, and then I pick her up, and they're all in their jackets, and they're holding hands, and they're waiting for their guardian. They're fucking cute little kids. So I turn to the teacher and I say, do I have to pick up the child I dropped off? Right? Now my niece who's 4 is going like, she knows. The teacher actually turned to me and said, well, our policy is... But my brother's a school teacher, so he has the summers off, and so oftentimes we do things with the girls, and it's fun. And last summer, he brought the girls to mine. Now, I live in downtown Toronto, and I live near Church and Wellesley. I don't know if you know that area, but it's fabulous. We have a parade, come. I fucking love Pride Parade. I just walk with the dry queens and look thinner. Okay. Who are you? Share. So last time this happened, so my brother, we're going, and there's a zoo in downtown Toronto. It's called the Riverdale Zoo or Farm, and it's quite pathetic. There's like a squirrel and a raccoon. And tourist people go for the day, and buried people go and judge them. But we're walking, and my brother's pushing the youngster, and I have the older one, and we're walking, and she sees two officers on horses, right? So it's pretty exciting. So she's like, Auntie Joey, can we go see the horses? I'm like, sure, man. Now, friends, as we get closer to these two horses, I realize that one of the horses looks like he has 5 legs. And I panic, because I'm the auntie, and I'm like, sweet Jesus, please. And I start praying, please, God, don't let her see. Please, God, don't let her see. Now, the problem is, I haven't called God in a while. He didn't pick up his cell phone. And the first thing out of that child's mouth is, Auntie Joey, what's that? So like an idiot, I tell her, I'm like, well, honey, that's his penis. Then my brother, the parent, yells at me and goes, that's his private. I'm like, there's nothing fucking private about what's going on over here. Like, seriously, sister, she calls us her front bum. If I don't help out before high school, she's going to be anal girl and fucking confused. I have to help out. But she's inquisitive, right? She says, penis? What's that for? Now, in my brain, I'm just going, disappointment. But I don't say that to the child. Let her find out on her fucking own. The girls are laughing way too much. Other guys are like... 2 minutes is average, right? So I explained to my niece, in the simplest terms I could come up with, is like, well, honey, that's where he pees out of. Then she takes like a pregnant pause, and she looks at me and she goes, Auntie Joey, he certainly has a lot of pee. Like, that's what you look for in a boyfriend, a lot of pee. Right, that's your time? Give me the goddamn crayons. Now, it happens that my brother got passes to go to the Toronto Zoo, so we all go, both sets of grandparents, the 2 short asses, my boyfriend and I. And the 2 short asses are running ahead because they're excited and I'm hungover, dreading my life. But they're so excited that they're on this fence and they're screaming to me, Auntie Joey, you have to see his penis, penis. Like they're screaming penis like they won bingo, do you understand? But they were using the right language, so I couldn't get mad at them, but then as a woman, all I could think of was, oh my God, in their young lives, the only penises my nieces have seen up close and personal have been 6 feet long. Can you imagine the disappointment? The first time they're intimate with one of these, I'm like, this is where you get more water, more water. You're not laughing at that joke, little penis man. You outed yourself on that joke. But they make me laugh out loud, and certainly, my brother's afraid of having me babysit them there because every story that happens, I fucking tell on stage. Here's another one. So I'm babysitting them, and my brother comes from work at like 3:30 or something, and the little one, she's 4, but she needs a spotter in the toilet. Like, I don't know if she has a blow problem or something, but an adult has to be with her at all times. So my brother comes home from work, and I'm like, I'm just going to take her to the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom, and she's sitting on the toilet like one does, and I'm sitting on the end of the tub, and then the older sister comes in, so it's a party. I have a beer in my hand, so it's a party. And she turns to me and she says, Auntie Joey, I have a little vagina. Okay. Then the older one says, my vagina's bigger than yours. So creeped out at this moment. Then it gets worse. The little one one says, but mommy's vagina is the biggest vagina. Oh my Jesus, too much information, dude. Skinnamarink dinky dink. I'm trying to block it out, right? Then the older one says, but mommy's vagina has hair on it. Lord have mercy. This is the moment that I choose to give some knowledge to the girls. Oh my God, if I could go back in time. So I turn to the two sweetnesses and I say, well, sweethearts, when you're older, you're gonna get hair in your vagina too. 3 beats. They're both screaming in hysterics, like I was stabbing them in the eye. My brother bolts up the stairs, right? Because it's hysteria upstairs. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, a little bush talk, my brass. I gotta get out. Can you imagine? When I was in Cégep, which is college in Quebec, I got an electric typewriter. Which was exciting. Okay, there's 2 people over 30 here. What's typewriter? Google it. Okay. And what was interesting about this particular typewriter was that it was the first one I had where it had a viewfinder, so you could read the sentence before you pressed return. I thought that was the end of the technological highway. I'm like, fuck you, liquid paper, it's all happening here. I should have crib notes for the kids, like, what's liquid paper? We used to sip it in the 80s. It's interesting living in the area, and as I said, I got a million gift cards, and if you throw a stone from any corner of my street, you're gonna hit a Starbucks. So I have all these goddamn gift cards, which I have to use, and I love a latte. My Jesus, I love a latte. But there's a certain store I can't go to anymore, and here's the story. So I went down, and I'm all excited, I order my latte, and I'm waiting at the bar. And the little twink behind the bar, I guess he couldn't read the cup, so he starts screaming in front of a crowded cafe to me. He goes, honey, you want non-fat milk in that latte, right? Non-fat? I'm like, I lost my mind. I'm like, no, I want homo, just like you. Put in the fucking cup right now. Don't talk about my weight, I'll fucking fight you.